Alright, so we've got our turbine housing taken off of our the rest of our turbo there. And so what we're going to do is we're going to mount this to the manifold, and basically this block is going to go on here with the gasket, and then the gaskets that came with that, then it's going to go on top of this. So that's what we're going to go ahead and that's what we're going to be doing here. So sorry about the wind noise. The wind's starting to pick up a little bit, so bear with me. So what I'm doing here is basically just putting some anti-seize on all these manifold bolts, because if I ever have to take this thing off again, I'll appreciate it, which I'm sure I will in the future, knowing me. Basically, put the anti-seize on, take your gasket. I'm just getting these ready, that way I'm not holding this thing up in the air for very long whenever I go to put it on the truck. Make things a little bit easier. We've got all the top studs in, and so we're gonna go and set the camera up there in the front of the truck and try and get a good shot on this. Alright, so basically here's where we're at. We've got our turbo fully installed. Well, sorta. So we got our manifold, turbo, downpipe, and then the boost pipe over here. We've ran into all sorts of issues, which I will go over more kind of when we get finished here with you guys. But everything else, I mean, so far so good. It's just we've just ran into some problems. We're gonna have to do some, sorry about the wind noise, we're gonna have to do some modifications over here to our battery box. The turbo and boost pipe fit. We've got these, I don't even honestly know what these are, but I'm not sure what we're gonna do with these yet, but we got to do something with them. But look at it, it looks beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Don't mind the screaming somewhere in the apartment here, but yeah, so camera ended up dying, so we had to put it on the charger. We got most of it in the shot. A lot of it's just kind of been time consuming. I'm hoping to get done today. It's looking like we will, but I don't want to say that. So anyway, we're gonna get back to it. Got our stuff all back together here mostly. We put oil in the turbo. Right now we're going to go ahead and start it up, let it run for about 5 minutes, just to make sure we don't have any oil leaks or anything, and then make sure the wheel isn't contacting the housing at all in any place. We still got a bunch of little things to do here, like we still haven't put our battery in, air filter, whatever this stupid thing is here. We got to take all that crap off, but it's getting late, so I wanted to go ahead and start this thing up. So this will be the first startup. So here we go.
Very user-friendly, but all right. We'll be back.
It turns, man, it turns. sorry, I'm trying to get out of the wind here. So basically, I just wanted to go over the some of the things here that I had problems with yesterday and the day before when I was doing this project. So kind of the first thing I wanted to talk about was probably gonna be the manifold. So this is a regular T4 setup, second gen style 3-piece manifold. And hang on, there's a big truck going by. Anyway, so I'm not gonna be able to get you a shot, I don't think, but basically the next stud from where my hand is, the one on bottom, basically you have to, when you go to put that in, you have to put it in at an angle. And so I took the manifold off again because I couldn't get the stud in. And what it was basically is, like, you could see the one that is parallel to that one, the hole was drilled a little bit bigger, and for some reason the other one was not, so it would have been impossible to get the stud in. So I basically had to take a drill bit and go ahead and drill that out a little bit bigger. After I did that, it went in fine. And I'm not bashing the Evil Fab, their company, their kit, by any means. I mean, any time you do a project, I always just expect, something to be, when you have aftermarket parts, it's the fitment is always a little off on something. By any means, this was not a bad kit. Like, as you can see, Evil Fab there, beautiful parts, powder coated and everything. But anyway, so moving on, the next issue that I wanted to talk about is the boost pipe down there. You can't really see real well from this angle, but basically it goes from here to the turbo down to the intercooler here. Well, I have an aftermarket intercooler, so I've got a Banks intercooler which goes to a 3.5 inch, I want to say, whereas I think the regular factory is a 3-inch. But it was, I want to say it was probably a good inch and a quarter too long. Again, I don't think that's really their fault. Again, I have an aftermarket intercooler, so maybe it doesn't stick out as much. I don't know, but not really a big deal there. Just kind of cut it off with a Sawzall. Next issue that I personally had, and I think this is just because I have the aftermarket exhaust. So the downpipe goes down, and let me show you guys here. Say hi to Lauren. Hi, Lauren. Hi. What are you doing? Ah, she's getting so big. Anyway, but I'm gonna try and get you a shot of it. You can't really see real well, but you see the exhaust there. So basically the downpipe ends over there. If I would have cut, or if I would have removed the downpipe I had on it all the way back to where the joint is, I would have been short over a foot. And so I had to buy an adapter, a 4-inch OD to 5-inch OD adapter with the lap joints there, you can see. And basically I kind of just had to rig it up for the moment, but I just used a lap joint to connect the two pieces. Not sure if you can see real well there, but it's up there. Basically I'm gonna take it to the exhaust shop and probably just have it welded. I feel like that would probably be the best thing to do. But other than that, really didn't have any big issues with this kit, like putting this kit together and everything. And the removal was real easy. All in all, I would say I'm pretty impressed. I've got to go to O'Reilly's now. There is a coolant line. Sorry, another issue that I had, the coolant line. There's a hard coolant line, and basically you have to replace that with a soft coolant line because it'll be in the way of the downpipe, which I still need to zip tie it away from the downpipe here, but you can't see it, but it's going to go down in here between your alternator and your oil filter. Sorry, big truck again. It goes down here, and the fitting on mine is a 7/8 fitting. Well, O'Reilly's didn't have 7/8, plus what they sent with this kit was a 5/8 piece of heater hose. It's plenty long enough, but I had to do some rigging on that too. Basically, I just bought a barb or a nipple and connected I ended up having to get a piece of 3/4 heater hose, and it works. It fit on there real tight. Obviously, like I said, it's a 7/8 fitting, but they would have had to special order it, and I kind of needed it to run that day. So I might go back and do that, but we lost a lot of coolant. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drive down to our O'Reilly's, get some coolant, and then we're gonna purge our system, and again, just kind of get some miles on the truck since I put this stuff on. Make sure that we're not having any oil leaks or anything. That is super important to make sure, you know, there's no oil leaks or anything, coolant leaks, stuff like that. Definitely got some stuff that I need to tighten up here, because I've kind of got crap just running everywhere right now. It had this truck, when I bought it, had a Banks 6-gun tuner on it, which was not impressed with by any means. And then it had the exhaust brake, which that's what this goes to, the exhaust brake. And then it runs all the way over here into this, which honestly I don't have a clue. I think it generates air or something. Again, I'm not 100% sure. I think I'm just gonna remove it all together, and then out with the old, in with the new, right? So that's where we're at today. Yeah, so I think that's gonna wrap up the project, though. Like I said, I've got a little odds and ends I need to tidy up, but for the most part, I'm impressed with the kit. It did well. It comes with instructions. I mean, they're pretty easy to follow instructions. So all in all, this was I would say, a successful project. I've never done anything like this. I've never done any kind of turbo work, manifold work. I've never done this before, and so you know, again, we did it out here in the parking lot, so it couldn't be that hard. So if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, like, and comment down below, and we'll be seeing you next time. So thank you.